So I'm here at Whole Foods parking lot Tuesday morning, and I can't tell you how many times I talk to people and they're like, "Oh, I got it at Whole Foods, therefore it's healthy," right? Just because you got lunch or breakfast or whatever at Whole Foods, it's healthy. Let me tell you what, I remember a few years back, I went and saw John Mackey speak. John Mackey is the co-founder of Whole Foods, very successful man. And of course, Whole Foods is now international. Great company, one of my favorite companies, and I'm in there. It's almost like my second home, my second office. That way I can just work at my computer. I have a lot of meetings I do at Whole Foods, and then if I'm hungry, I jolt to the salad bar, whatever, I grab food, and I'm right back working and engaging and doing what I want to do. Having said that, from John Mackey's own mouth, and I'm paraphrasing, somebody asked him a question that said, you know, how come you have GMO on the shelves? They have hundreds, if not probably thousands, of GMO, genetically modified products in Whole Foods. Why do you have that? Why do you have unhealthy food? Why do you sell it? And Mackey, I'm paraphrasing, answered, well, it's supply and demand, because the consumer wants it. We are a business after all. So we're here, they have the organic, the healthy food options for people that are conscientious, but they also have desserts and pastries and cakes and ice cream and all sorts of things, genetically modified foods, all sorts of things that if you ate them day after day after day, or you over-consume them, could make you sick, will compromise your health. So never make the mistake. I know it seems commonsensical, but never make the mistake, hey, I'm in Whole Foods, and you're telling yourself, hey, therefore it's a healthy meal. Not necessarily. There's plenty, you can get your body in plenty of trouble buying and eating at Whole Foods every day, right? That's the new thing. People walk into any store that's supposed to be healthy. Greens and Proteins here, great company here in Vegas. There are 5 or 6 of them now. Great company. But there are items on every menu, in every aisle, that are questionable, where you're like, you know, you shouldn't be eating that, right? There's all kinds of food. The deeper I go down the rabbit hole of food, the more I realize, man, we think we're smart about food, even those of us who think we're smart about food, as the new science comes out and as you read more about the chemicals and the things they're doing in our food, you have to question. You say, you know what, I don't know as much about food as I need to. It's just like mastering anything else. It's never ending. It's a never ending quest to master what's going on in food. How do you get the best? Even if you are getting an orange is not an orange. There are qualities of oranges. There are certain soils that produce a better orange, a superior orange, right? There are certain, as John Mackey and others, I went into I was lucky enough to be part of a Whole Foods committee where they wanted consumer feedback and consumer input. And John Mackey himself, I said, what's the future of organic? He said, I think, you know, there are levels of organic. There will be beyond organic. So organic is not just organic. Organic is this buzzword. And people say, well, it's organic, therefore it's healthier than conventional produce, right? But that is a fallacy in itself. I was talking to a woman at a Whole Food, at the Whole Foods committee, when they got a bunch of us consumers together. And she said, wait, there is conventional produce. There are conventional veggies, meaning they're not certified organic, but some of the conventional produce, depending on where you get it, if you get it in this really pristine area, really pristine soil, even though it's not organic, it can be healthier and is sometimes healthier than the organic. They just didn't get it certified. They just didn't go through the trouble of getting it certified. But it can actually be healthier. So some of the people who say, well, organic is a crock and whatever. I don't think organic. I think organic is safer, but that doesn't mean something could be minimally organic. And yes, there is someone out there that can produce it conventionally on some pristine soil in Oregon or Iowa or wherever, this pristine topsoil, their own backyard. They're really caring it and loving the garden, and they produce this incredible high nutrient food, right? So reality is, sometimes, rarely I think, but conventional can be healthier than a lot of the organic. I remember Mike Dolce, you know, one of my boy, who's worked with so many UFC fighters, never had a UFC fighter miss weight. That's hard in this sport. Very professional guy, knows a ton about losing weight the right way, getting fighters on the scale, getting them on the scale, getting them to the fight so they still have plenty of energy. And Mike used to always talk about from the vine to the plate. What happens to the food from the vine to the plate, right? The people that really love food, that love gardening, that love what they do, whether it's wine, whether it's an orange, whether it's corn, and they really say, hey, how do I make produce the best corn I can, produce the best tomatoes I can for tomato sauce, or the best grapes I can for wine, etc. People who have that attitude and go through the trouble of what does the soil want, and they get real scientific with it, that purpose that they have, they're the people I want to buy from. Because at the end of the day, the future of organic is going to be who is the grower. Hope maybe it'll be you. You see guys like Joe Rogan. I see Tom Brady apparently has this humongous garden. The smart people. I got friends moving to Oregon because like there's so much soil. They're going to move. I'm going to grow my own garden. My buddies back home in Baltimore. People are having their own garden. I mean, manly alpha men into gardening now because they see, food is vibration. Food is mind clarity. Food is age defiance, right? You are what you eat. And they want, like, man, I want the best in my life. I want the best of all things. Why am I cheating myself at food? What I'm ingesting, the vibration, the quality of my cells, if I'm an athlete, the quality of my performances. Realizing that, hey, what you eat is huge to this. This is the best weapon ever. And this is the commander-in-chief of the body. And so it starts, I say to people, diet trumps exercise. What you eat is more important than how much you exercise. That's the first step. What you think is first, and then your diet is second, and then number 3 would be your exercise. This is the decision maker. This is the thing that you're going to navigate life with. And when you're polluting it, when you're relying on chemicals, when you're playing roulette, in my opinion, with genetically modified foods, there have not been extensive independent studies, right? There have been paid science saying, hey, it's okay, and it's making some people a lot of money. But no thank you for me and no thank you for my kids, because to me it's guinea pig science, right? The verdict is still out. 25 years from now, they'll be like, oh, well, we're going to find there'll be some papers uncovered, and we'll be like, oh, that really wasn't healthy. Oops, sorry. There'll be a big class action lawsuit, and they'll just say, they'll pay pennies on the dollar in lawsuit, run away with all the money, and say, oh, sorry, we just didn't know any better. No thanks. I don't like to play roulette with my health. So again, just because you're at Whole Foods does not mean you're eating healthy and you're eating right. You have to become discriminating when you walk those aisles. You have to learn how to read labels. And even when you think it's commonsensical, it's not, because if you look at something like vitamin C, I was just, watching a Dr. Darren Schmidt the other day. Dr. Darren Schmidt out of Michigan. Had a great talk on ascorbic acid and said that ascorbic acid, which is in so many, probably the vast majority of vitamin C add-ons in food, is ascorbic acid. Well, guess what? According to Dr. Darren Schmidt, and I think the guy's right, because he broke it down scientifically, looking at what is vitamin C, what are the compounds that produce vitamin C, the elements, the ingredients of vitamin C. What does it take? This, and this to be vitamin C. Ascorbic acid is only one ingredient, one element of vitamin C. It is not the entire spectrum of what vitamin C is. Therefore, according to him, he's right. People think, oh, vitamin C can make me healthier. Vitamin C can, reduce my, my calcium levels or whatever. Well, real vitamin C can. Real vitamin C from an organic or a pristine lemon or lime or orange, but not the fake ascorbic acid. Doesn't mean you're not getting some benefit. You're just not getting anywhere near the full benefit because you're not getting real vitamin C. And it's the same problem. If you're not eating real food, then you're not operating at your best self. You want your best self, you have to be seeking out the best food. A lot of people are trying to grow it themselves now. So it's just about your value system. It's about your standards. I hate to say it, but your body says a lot about you. My body says a lot about me. Our body says a lot about what we think of ourselves. There's an old saying, your body is your temple. I believe that. If you're not willing to take care of your body, I don't think you love yourself to the maximum. That's very important. It's cliche, it's cheesy, But at the end of the day, you have to love yourself in this world. You have to, because it's a world that's going to try to stomp on you. It's going to put you down. People are going to try to put their foot on your jugular. You've got to be strong. You've got to love and care about yourself. And what you eat and the way you go through life in this body, the kind of body you produce, says a lot about your mentality. It says a lot about your self-love. It says a lot. And if you don't love yourself, I don't trust you to love other people maximally. I'll be honest. People that don't love themselves, to me, are dangerous, because, like they say, hurt people, hurt people hurt people. Hurt people hurt people. When there's a self-loathing, right? To me, how do I expect those people to care more about other people and love them properly? The more you love yourself, the more capacity, the stronger and deeper your capacity to love other people. And to me, the decisions we make when the decisions we make about what am I going to eat today? What am I going to trust and put in my body? That's a decision about how much do I love myself? What do I deserve? Do I want the best, or am I just okay with whatever falls my way? Do I want to be conscientious and start to think more highly about what's really going in this food? Do I want the trouble of that? Do I want to be a thinking person, or do I just want to walk in there blindly, an ignorant person? That's it. When you walk in the grocery store every day, those are the decisions. You're making a decision about who you are, about what your standards are, about how much you love yourself, how much you're willing to invest in yourself. How much are you willing to invest in yourself? And it's not always that. You can go in Whole Foods, you can get by, if you know what you're doing, it doesn't have to be whole paycheck. You have to just become more intelligent you should probably be eating less and become more intelligent about what's going on in these foods. It's on you. Invest in yourself, and don't dare ever walk through a Whole Foods or any grocery store, and just because you see organic, and just because you see a bunch of food, and you see pastries and you see cakes and you see smoothies, and you just automatically assume, oh, that's good for me. Terrible way to think, and it's not true. There's plenty of room to get your body in trouble in Whole Foods, much as I love the company and much as I will continue to shop there. Love yourself. Choose your thoughts carefully. Choose your food carefully, because it says a lot about you.